They ain't go like this one.
Hey, what's up? This is Jay, and I'm going to give you guys my thoughts and predictions on SummerSlam 2024. All right, so first up, we got Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan. My thoughts, I believe that Dominic is going to betray Rhea Ripley. It's going to be like, karma for her, for everything that she's done to people, for betraying Liv to join the Judgment Day, also injuring her. Well, I guess Liv already got her revenge, but you know what I'm saying. And then obviously she's gonna get lose Dominic because she basically tortured him and forced him to, fall in love with her and stuff. So she's gonna end up with losing everything, like kind of like Liv Morgan said. Like, this could be a huge storyline. This could potentially be the end of Judgment Day, which a lot of people think is gonna happen. Honestly, I think that they had a good run, so I wouldn't be upset if that actually did happen and they ended Judgment Day, and then they have Rhea Ripley, do her thing with Jey Uso and stuff, because I feel like they're setting those two up for a love storyline anyway. Then we got Nia Jax and Bayley. I can see Nia Jax beating her, and then Tiffany Stratton cashing in on Nia Jax. Honestly, if that does happen, I don't think many people will care for the betrayal because it's not like they're a tag team or anything, and they've only been cool with each other for like a couple months. So, it's not like they had a lot of on-screen time together before this ends up happening anyway. So I guess that'll probably be cool to see them in a feud because they're like good friends in real life, and then have eventually Nia Jax take the belt away from Tiffany or whatever. I don't know how this whole thing is gonna go down, but I mean, I'm excited for the match, but I ultimately don't see Bayley winning, walking out retaining the belt or anything, because there's a possibility that like she could probably try to cash in or something like that, and it might end up failing or whatever. Who knows? But yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on it. A lot of people have been complaining about Bayley's title reign, saying that it's boring anyway. And honestly, I am a fan of Bayley, but I won't lie. Her title reign has been probably the most boring title reign out of everybody's because no matter what, she probably has had the worst feuds out of anybody, and it just beyond stale. No offense. So yeah. Also, it would be really cool to have Nia Jax win another title. It is crazy that Nia Jax has been on the main roster for almost 10 years. Because, Nia Jax, she got drafted to Raw in 2016. She's been in WWE since 2014 NXT or 2015, whatever. But yeah, it's definitely long overdue for Nia to have a title reign. But also, Tiffany is really popular. She's really young, so this would be a really big milestone to have her beat, one of these two for the belt. So we'll see. All right, moving on. We got Braun Breaker and Sami Zayn. Well, this is a much bigger pay-per-view than Money in the Bank, so maybe they wanted to save the big celebration for Braun Breaker at, one of the bigger pay-per-views. I could see it. How cool would it be if Scott and Rick were in the crowd and he won the belt and they both came to greet him, or if they just showed them in the audience and then Braun goes up to hug them? Because Sami Zayn, a lot of people have been tired of his title reign too, and honestly, I mean, his reign has been okay, but I definitely do think that they need to hurry up and get this ball rolling with Braun Breaker. I don't see Sammy holding it for any longer because, like, he's already an established star, and Braun Breaker definitely does need to come out and get some gold. A lot of people have been saying that he's a little reckless in the ring, whatever. He's had a couple botches here and there, but he most definitely doesn't need to go back to the Performance Center. He isn't awful. He just moves really fast in the ring, and he needs to slow it down before he actually does end up hurting somebody. So yeah, that's my take on Braun Breaker and Sami Zayn. If he does retain, I don't think that will do any good, and that'll have people turn on Sami Zayn even more. And yeah, I don't see him, keeping the belt on Sami, so I don't really, have to worry about that. Moving on, we got LA Knight going against Logan Paul. Who do I see winning this? LA Knight, because he's really over with the fans. Logan Paul has been champion for a long time with barely any title defenses, you know what I mean? It's just time for his title reign to end. Logan is a really good wrestler, but you know what I mean? If you're not defending the belt, you're a paper champion and you don't deserve to hold it. So he could be, still a part of the roster, but he just can't be a champion if if you're not going to defend the belt, obviously. LA Knight is super over, like I said, so a lot of people can't wait to see him finally get a belt. And, hopefully a lot of people want him to be in, like, a world title picture maybe sometime soon. But I don't know how long it's going to take for that. It would be nice to see him win, like, a, world title. But that's probably, like, maybe, like, another 2-3 years. So, yeah, I see LA Knight winning this U.S. championship. Now we're going to get into Gunther versus Damian Priest. This is probably the hardest prediction of the night because I really don't want Damian Priest to lose his belt. He is one of the only reasons, him and Judgment Day are one of the only reasons why I actually watch Raw. Raw is just not entertaining for me. I'm like one of those people who has a different viewpoint. You know, I see SmackDown is the A show, and SmackDown has been really entertaining. But for me, Raw has been very lackluster. But Damian Priest's title reign and his thing with the Judgment Day has been one of the highlights and one of my favorite parts of Raw. So to see him lose the belt would be, it would be like kind of a misstep for me because I think he's really hot right now. He has a lot of momentum. He actually, out of every champion in WWE, like ever since, like currently and, for like the past 100 days or so, whatever, his title reign has felt like the most important and he's been my favorite champion. Like even currently, he's still my favorite champion in WWE right now. And Gunther, this is kind of a hot take for, a lot of people probably wouldn't agree with this, some will. I really think that Gunther is kind of overrated. Don't get me wrong, Gunther doesn't suck at all, but overall, he just lacks charisma. I mean, he just comes out and he does like the same thing, you know what I mean? Damian Priest just has so much more aura. They like, you know what I'm saying? Like Gunther, he's all right, but when it comes down to who would you rather have, I would choose Damian Priest any day because he actually has character. Gunther, his mic skills aren't, you know what I mean? I don't know, a lot of people give Damian Priest crap for his mic skills, but Damian Priest has not been on the mic in any way, shape, or form. And he's actually gotten a lot better over time. Gunther, I just don't really see the mass appeal. I could see him as a credible champion, but he's not somebody who I would want to be pushing and making like somebody like very OP. Like I say, he's good in the ring, but he does spam those chops a lot. I call it Chop City. But I mean, at the end of the day, this is gonna be a good match regardless, and they could give it to either or. But I'm just saying, like, I wouldn't put the belt on Gunther. I mean, a lot of people will probably see this as like, oh, so he lost the belt at WrestleMania, and then he doesn't lose. They're gonna like make him job and stuff now. I said, no, he's not jobbing. I just don't think he deserves a belt. But yeah, that's my take on this. Then we're gonna have Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa. I mean, I don't really need to do a prediction on this anyway. They're not gonna give Solo the belt. He's definitely not ready, and obviously, like, I don't think he would be a good champion because, like, I don't know, but I just know that he's not winning the belt. So yeah, like I said, Roman Reigns coming back, that's possible. I wouldn't be shocked if he did, but I also wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't. I feel like he should come back because ultimately I want to see this whole Civil War thing break down. And time flies, you know what I mean? We're literally in August, you know what I mean? It'll be WrestleMania before you know it pretty soon. So we got to figure out a way to get Roman back and have him, confront Solo Sikoa about the stuff he's been doing. So that way we could bring Jimmy, back as well and introduce a new family member to the bloodline, you know what I mean? Because, we got to get the ball rolling with this. Solo Sikoa, he's been messing around, pretending to be, wannabe tribal chief and stuff. So it's time somebody puts him in his place. And as far as what happens with Cody after who he's gonna fight after the whole Solo thing, I think Randy Orton's gonna turn on him and eventually beat him for the WWE Championship, and which will lead to Randy fighting John Cena, and John Cena will end up winning his 17th title, beating Ric Flair's record. So yeah, that's what I see. But I mean, that's a different video for like another day or whatever. But yeah, I just see who's gonna help Cody. Pretty sure Roman's gonna help him, and if he doesn't, I don't know who it will be, but somebody's gonna come out there and help because bloodline rules and stuff, which means that they're gonna be cheating the entire match. So somebody needs to be a moderator for that. And lastly, we have the match that we've all been anticipating. This is the match that I am most excited to see: CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre. This has had the best build. It's had the most build. I think we all want to see Drew McIntyre finally get a W, because he's been screwed over so many times. So, at such a big pay-per-view, this will definitely be like a really great comeback for him. And I feel like they're going to have Rollins screw over Punk because he's upset about what happened at Money in the Bank. Honestly, none of this really makes any sense to have Seth as the ref because it's like, CM Punk doesn't like him, Drew McIntyre doesn't like him. Why would they agree to have somebody that neither of them like be the referee? Who was the one who pitched that idea? But it is what it is. He's the referee. I see him screwing over Punk. I mean, at the end of the day, he could definitely screw over both of them. But I mean, ultimately, they said that they've been pushing for Punk versus Rollins at WrestleMania. So I feel like that will be where they're headed. And I feel like that would be a really good match. I feel like that's gonna be one for the Bucks. That'll be like one of the most talked about WrestleMania matches to come. When that match eventually does happen, a lot of people are saying hopefully Punk can stay healed and that he doesn't get injured again. People seem to forget that he is much older. He's not the same age that he was 10 years ago when he left WWE. He's like 45 years old now, not 35. So his body's wearing down, so people need to ease up on him and his injury. Anyway, yeah, I see Drew McIntyre walking out here with the big W. I feel like this match is going to have a lot of really great moments, obviously, and Seth Rollins is going to have some tricks up the sleeve, obviously. But, yeah, this just seems to me like it's going to be build for a feud between Punk and Rollins. Who do I see Drew McIntyre feuding with after this? Honestly, I have no clue. But I definitely do hope that Drew McIntyre will eventually end up getting back into the title picture. I do want to see some gold around Drew's waist. It definitely feels like it's been so long that he has had like a belt, and he definitely does deserve it. He is a workhorse, and he's one of the people who helped, carry the company through the pandemic era. I remember turning on the TV back during those times, and Drew McIntyre was always, the MVP of that time for me. So, hopefully he can win a big one back in front of the crowd. But yeah, those are my SummerSlam predictions. Hopefully I'm correct in most of them. And thank you for watching. Make sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Tell your family, tell your friends about it. Follow us on all social media platforms at Backlash Podcast. That'll be YouTube, obviously, Instagram, TikTok. You know what I'm saying? Give us a like if you liked the video. If you didn't like the video, make sure to give it a like too. This is Jay from Backlash Podcast. Take care. Signing out. Peace out.